Hello there, welcome back to Profneel. It's a pleasure having you here. Friday afternoon. Teacher or firefighter? Well, looking back in my life, I realized that at the IHM Pusa, I was more than a teacher. I was a go-to man for everything, for everybody, and for everything. A recent conversation with a student based abroad brought out this memory. He told me that when he had chopped his finger in the first year, when he had cut his finger chopping vegetables, like we all have done, cutting our fingers in the first year, learning how to chop vegetables. A very cool and unperturbed chef Pradhan, the chef, told him, "Go to Mr. Neelkantan," and he'll do the needful. So he came to me, I believe, I had forgotten this. He came to me with this bleeding finger, and I just put some tincture on his finger and did the needful and sent him off. Now, kitchens and that getting hurt relieved another memory. Brought another memory. That was it's a nightmare of a memory. I still shudder at times as to what would have happened that day if God was not to have been with us. It was a normal day. It was somewhere in the beginning of 1993 academic year. I had a morning tea break and I was enjoying my tea. We hoteliers in the institute we have this tea in our 8 ounces fluid ounces glass. So after 2 hours of morning session in the morning and the first tea break is a great relaxation. It's a great relaxing time. And I had no classes after that for lunch. So I had the joy of looking forward to reading the six odd newspapers we got at the college with the chai. And I had all the newspapers on the table. I was just looking forward to that time. And then because I had lunch, after post lunch only I had classes. So that was the time, my time in the morning, which I had to myself. But then as I stretched my legs, my joy was short lived. I stretched my legs, two students walked in and they were looking spooked in American language, or panicked, and their body language was not at all positive. The minute they came in, this smoke coming out of the ladies' locker room opposite the ATK. ATK is the Advanced Training Kitchen. I took out I took off my wristwatch, my wallet, pen, everything, and I put it in my table drawer, and I walked up with them fast to the first floor. There I saw Mr. Surya Andrews, the principal, all the girls and boys opposite that room, opposite the room. The door was locked, the girls' ladies' locker room. The door was closed, and the smoke was coming out of the room. Somebody had closed the door. So out of fear, more than anything, the smoke wouldn't spread. They were elderly faculty teaching members, and they were shocked as to what to do next. They didn't know what to do next. Don't blame them at all. But the danger, as you all knew, was that the ladies' locker room on the first floor opposite the ATK was just above the gas bank, where we had about 40 to 50 LPG cylinders. LPG cylinder, 40, 50 LPG cylinders, because we had three kitchens: the ATK, the quantity food kitchen, and the BTK, the basic training kitchen, and then the bakery, of course. So to serve all this, we needed 40, 50 cylinders at one point of time. And the pipeline from the gas bank to all these kitchens went through the wall of the ladies' locker room. And that was the danger. If the fire touched it, we were gone. So the thing was to get the fire to smother the fire before it touched the before it touched the pipeline. There was no other alternative but to go in. Somebody had to go in. Somebody had. I mean, so I quickly, because not just the 1,000 lives on the campus, the students in the building, the main building, plus we had the boys' hostel, the girls' hostel building just adjoining in the campus. We had only had a 1 acre campus, and the class 4 quarters, the teaching faculty quarters, two buildings of that, and the National Council building. Then all the vehicles parked. So everything put together would have been a colossal damage, a big damage. Imagine 30, 50, 60 LPG cylinders exploding as at one point of time. The damage it would have caused with the concrete and the bricks and everything. So I borrowed a dupatta from a girl standing there, and I was about tie a mask around my face when I sensed a hand touching my forearm. I turned around to see the finest man you could find in the crisis. Jat, his moniker. We'll keep it with Jat, but that's how he's known as Jat, because the finest man in the crisis because after college, hotel management, he did OTA. He went to OTA, Indian Army officer, and was the commanding officer of a Armoured Corps Regiment. Then became an NSG Commando. He was the second. He was in the second team to go to the Taj Bombay. He didn't go. He was not needed to go then. So Jat was the finest man in a crisis like this. So he had already borrowed a dupatta from a girl, and he was doing the mask bit also. So we both went in. And he's the finest man in emergency. It's happened so many times in life. Whenever any student accident, hospitals, Jat was there, I would have no tension. So we both went in, both together inside, just going, we ensure that we both were together. We actually held hands so that we knew that we were the other person. It was dark inside, there was smoke, and it lasted only for 10 minutes, but every second was tense, taut. Because we had to get to that fire, the source of the fire, to stump it out. Now there were these the lockers on both sides. It was a very small room and a huge sink, a wash basin. Typically a sink, in a normal nomenclature would be a sink, but the kitchen sink, that huge sink, which we use which in hotel management institutes, it normally is a sink for a wash basin. Because we wash because attached to near the kitchen, everybody washes their arms till here, and being a ladies' locker room, it had its own uses. Now now the gas pipeline was connecting the gas bank to the cylinders all across in the kitchens, was in the opposite wall to the door we went in through. So you had to go through the room to find it there, to go there. And when we went there, we had to maneuver ourselves. So the smoke, it was not visibility was low. On the left hand side and right side there were lockers, and there was this sink, the wash basin, supposedly wash basin. Every moment of stuff. The smoke was not making it difficult, was not making it easy. And at the other end of it was the other end of the room, the pipeline, as I told you earlier. So that added more to the tension. We reached just in time as the tongues of the flame were about to reach the pipeline fitted in the wall, and we just managed to smother the flame with our stamped it out and ensured that all of the hazardous material that was there, which would catch fire, was also stamped out. Apparently, a lady student would have not stubbed the cigarette butt properly. That would have caught fire to the paper lying there, the paper napkins, the tissues, and everything, paper cups, and that spread. With that, the fire spread. We stamped out the fire, opened the windows, and the first thing we did was we looked at each other and smiled. I mean, there's nothing better than that smile on Jar's face. I still remember, like, wow, thank God he did it. Thank God we could manage it. And we just hugged each other, and the relief was palpable. And as soon as we opened the windows, people knew that they had already been evacuated. Yet there would have been damage to the nerves, the building. Something would happen to the building. Something would happen to us. Of course, the gas bank had exploded while we both were inside. You would not have found a bit of a body or a clothes, not a chance. But the rest of the students were evacuated onto the lawns below or to the side that side. I don't know where, but they were safe. but yet they'd have been affected for a lifetime if something would happen to us. The lessons I learned is that we have to take responsibility at the risk of our own lives at times to save others' lives cheerfully. For me as a student, I would have never been able to live if to see my students wounded, maimed, or crippled or burned. Not if I could help it, at the risk of my own life. But once you decide to take the risk, bite the bullet, somebody has to bite the bullet. So it better be you. You know that you'll somebody from somewhere, another angel will join you, a God sent angel, like Jad was for me. I never expected anybody else. I never expected anybody, but Jad was there. If I had perished in that tragedy, or hospitalized, or been burnt, or been maimed, or whatever, it would not have mattered to me. It would not have mattered to me. But then the fact that I would have saved the lives of, instrumental in saving the lives of so many children, of parents. Imagine the horror, the tragedy of those families. For the record, neither Jat nor I got felicitated for this, what we did, nor did we get mentioned in dispatches. But does it matter? When you have been instrumental in saving about 1,000 lives, embrace the twist to enjoy the turn.